Hey, what's going on, guys? I am here to talk about a sponsor in Kineon. Kineon, and more specifically, the Kineon Move Plus, which is right over there on my bed. It's a red light therapy device that uses near and far infrared to circulate blood flow and to expedite the healing process and the recovery process. So, I'm not going to sit here and say that I am an expert in the field of red light therapy. I wouldn't consider myself my expert. I wouldn't consider myself an expert in any field, as you can see by the way that I'm using words in a sentence. But I will say I am somebody that is naturally very, very curious, somebody that is constantly experimenting with different recovery modalities, and someone that I would just say is very passionate about wanting to feel good and waking up every single morning, getting out of the bed and feeling a certain type of way that is going to allow me to really enjoy what I'm doing from a physical perspective. I've been very, very mindful of late, not to dive off too much into a tangent here about myself, but I've been super mindful of late about how I'm like getting older now. Frick. 31, about to be 32, and been very mindful about I got to get the most out of my body. You know, it's the clock is ticking, man. So I am super intentional with how I'm going about my work, how I'm going about my recovery, how I'm going about, all of the things that I do each and every day that allow me to perform at the highest possible level that I can each and every day. And that's where Kineon Move Plus comes in. I just partnered with them. I was just amazed the first few times that I used the Move Plus, because it's interesting, right? Like a lot of the different recovery modalities that we have in today's modern day baseball industry are things that you actively feel in the process of using it. Scraping, cups, stem, Mark Bros, Normatex, all these things where you can like feel in the moment, like, man, this is doing something, right? Like, I don't know what it's doing, but it's freaking doing something. Whereas Kineon, like with the red light therapy, you don't really feel it, right? So it's like 5-minute rounds. So you click the button after you put the things on the straps. And I've used the Move Plus without straps as well. But you push the button, boom, lights up. They're all linked. It's pretty freaking cool. I'll show you some videos on that. But you're not really feeling much, right? I've even tried to do it like while I'm meditating, and this gets a little bit weird, but I try to like connect my mind to the red light and the photons. But you don't feel it, right? And then I was explaining this the other day to someone in the clubhouse, how like it's so interesting because you don't really actively feel, but then you go to throw, right? Like I go to throw, or say I'd use it on my knee, or say I use it on my foot. You just go to do something that's proactive physically, and it's like, dang, I feel pretty friggin' good. That's dope. And I'll be honest, dude, there's a lot of and like anything with recovery modalities, right? Like there's going to be a lot of placebo effect. I feel like that's something that I've been able to use to my benefit. Is I latch on to these ideas and these concepts, and I read a lot of literature about these studies coming out with, sauna usage, red light, green light, yellow light. No. But I read all that stuff and I just warp my mind into believing, man, this is absolute. Whereas obviously there's a lot of people that if you use a red light, and there's no feeling for them, they're like, this isn't freaking doing anything. So there's always going to be that component. I really truly believe that. I don't have any studies that back that up by any means, but I have been somebody that is constantly doing trial and error runs with things, right? So Kineon, the Move Plus, I have the regular straps right now. They are actually sending me out I want to say it's the shoulder straps. So I'm excited to use those, but it's super dope. I would honestly say that the coolest thing for me is it's so portable, right? Like I literally strap it onto my backpack. I'll show you a picture of that. Strap it onto my backpack. and I go to the bullpen, I come back from the bullpen, I go out to throwing program, I come back from throwing program, but it's always on my person. And I'm using it, right? Like I'll use it 5-minute round before throwing program, before I get warming up for my throwing program. And then I'll use it again after I throw, which is usually that time frame, which is perfect too, because it's like a 5-10 minute time frame after we get done throwing that we then have to shag BP for our team. Pitcher life. And it's just a perfect time to like get that in. I do have to be careful because there's been some things that I've been reading about, like you don't want to overdo it with anything, maybe your cells, your red blood cells, they can get used to it and maybe not be as effective if you're using it for like 7 hours a day. So I have to be mindful of that. But everyone looks at like recovery as just recovery. My biggest encouragement is look at recovery as a way to enhance your performance, right? Like it's a performance enhancer when we look at products like this that we can implement into our routines, each and every day, that's going to allow us to mentally and physically feel better. So like a device like this, it goes beyond just pain relief, right? Think of it as a performance enhancer booster. So what happens is like the targeted red light, it's honing in on the joints and the muscles, and it's enhancing the blood flow and the energy production and supports the collagen and cartilage. And it kicks off nitric it kicks off nitric oxide. That's hard to say. Nitric oxide, which improves the blood circulation for faster recovery and less inflammation, right? So it's simple. It's not like you have to go in to the training room and get a 20, 30-minute treatment done to feel good. Now, I'm not saying that's bad or that's good, but I am saying like the intuitiveness of these freaking devices nowadays in 2023, almost 2024, right? It's absolutely incredible. So I just wanted to come on here and give my little 2 cents on the Kineon Move Plus and give you just my honest opinion. I've been using it almost every single freaking day. We just had an all-star break. So I will say I took the all-star break and didn't red light because, again, I'm just cautious of not wanting to overdo it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, discount code. How about that? They're going to give my audience a discount code. You can save some chimichangas. Use Robby 10, ROBBY 10 at checkout. I'll include a link in the description as well. You can click that link. I do have to say that I get like a kickback when you use that link. So use that information wisely. Yeah, Kineon Move Plus. Great people too. Love working with companies that obviously have a great freaking product that I use every single day, but it makes it all the much better when the people in the company are freaking as dope as the people at Kineon. All right, guys. Much love. Kineon Move Plus, discount code Robby 10, ROBBY 10. Kineon Move Plus. Kineon Labs on Instagram. See ya.